I'm Stan Stevens, the second-generation owner of Stevens Funeral Home. The Stevens family has served the Lehigh Valley funeral needs since 1941. Our son Matt now leads the operation in our new location on Crocs Road. Paul and I grew up in the same neighborhood, but we first met at Trinity United Church of Christ, where we were both members of the junior choir. We also spent many hours on the Franklin Elementary School playground, where he affectionately became known as Big Reds. We played many games of basketball and strike 'em out. We only took time out of our games to go home for lunch and dinner. We had many great times that only those who grew up in the 50s could appreciate. Paul is a member of the Franklin Elementary School alumni, a group of about 25 individuals who meet once a month to share stories and catch up on our current activities. He's a faithful member of his church and is committed to many activities there alongside many activities in his community. Paul is a fun-loving guy and he's always great to be around. I always look forward to reading any sports articles in the morning call that had his name on it. Congratulations, Paul, and I'm proud to be your friend. Thanks for the memories.
Hello, we're Bill and Donna Strauss of the Parkettes. Since the late 60s, we started the Parkettes, so we've been involved for a long time. And from its inception, we've been teaching and coaching gymnasts, which amounts to about 130,000 athletes that we have worked with in our career.
Starting an organization like Parkettes, we couldn't have done it alone. We had to count on people like Paul and many other people to help to generate us to the position that we are today. And because of Paul, his innovation, his hard work, his dedication, and his support in all sports, but especially helping us get started in the beginning years, it is precious. And we just wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
Yeah, he definitely publicized the sport of gymnastics in the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania, and it went throughout the country. Like I said, many coaches know Paul Reinhard, whether they live in California, Arizona, Florida, because he covered their athletes also. And everyone had a very high respect throughout the gymnastic community in the United States, as well as our Parkette program and our Parkette family. Everyone felt extremely appreciative of the publicity that he gave their children, our athletes, and the sport of gymnastics. Some of our former gymnasts have stayed friends with him. He's contacted them throughout the years, continued to see how they're progressing in the rest of their lives. He's a very special individual.
Hello, my name is Frank Tavani and I coached collegiate football for over 40 years. I was most recently the head football coach at Lafayette College, and for 17 years I was the head coach. Paul's career, spanning over 60 years, covering Lehigh Valley sports at all levels, is unprecedented. I was fortunate to get to know Paul starting in 2008 when he started covering Lafayette football, and we have remained very good friends throughout that time and even up to this day. Thank you, Paul, for having a relationship I'm happy to call a friend. I'm honored and privileged to take some time to talk to you during this time of this much deserved recognition. And obviously you've passed the torch on to Keith as well, but like I said, you're a rock star in the industry, and happy to be here and enjoy this time with you. Best to you, Paul, and your family.
My name is Keith Gruller, and I've been a sports writer and senior sports journalist at The Morning Call for 36 years full-time, 40 years overall, and I've had the thrill of covering World Series and Super Bowls and state championship basketball, softball, and football teams. I've also covered the NASCAR races and the IndyCar races at Pocono Raceway for many years, covered one Indy 500, and just love what I do, and I owe a lot of it to Mr. Paul Reinhard. I was a student in college, and I had to make that call that kids dread having to make, but I had to make a call, tell Paul I was coming home, I was getting married, I was having a child, and I said, Paul, are there any openings at The Morning Call? and he said, "Greller, I think we might have something for you." Lo and behold, about 3 or 4 months later, Paul hired me full-time. This was in 1982. And I'm still married to that lady who brought me home back to the Lehigh Valley. I have 3 children. I have 3 soon-to-be 4 great-grandchildren. And I don't know where my life would have taken me. Would I have had to work in some other area? I don't know. But Paul brought me back to the Morning Call where I had been a part-time worker. He brought me back. He got me a full-time job. Forever grateful. My wife, everybody in my family, forever grateful to Paul Reinhard. And I've always tried to emulate him. He's always been, as I said, a good writer, an even better person. And I've always liked the way he just keeps his calm, keeps his composure. There's a lot of stress in the sports journalism business, especially as deadlines have tightened, story lengths have tightened. But Paul always seems to handle himself with great poise and composure, and just loves to be around people and find out what makes people tick. I've learned a lot from him. He's been very influential in Keith Greller's career, and I'm always going to be grateful. He's always going to be one of my heroes, Paul Reinhard.
Hi, Paul. Mario here. I hope you're having a great time this evening, and congratulations on this wonderful recognition that you're receiving this evening. Well deserved, of course. I certainly want to thank you for being so good to me and my family over the years. And you know that I always enjoy reading your stories, and because I know you always get it right. And I'm glad this is not a total retirement, because we're not ready to give you up yet. So again, enjoy it. Well, the memories of Paul that I have over the years is the fact that he was always very interested, very much involved reporter, very knowledgeable, because he followed our sport very closely. I know that he's very competent in all the different other sports. I mean, whether it's local basketball, whether it's football, whether, but he's one in the area that has been very, very knowledgeable about the sport that I'm involved in, motorsports, especially Indy cars. And from that standpoint, that's, we always had this long relationship, and the friendship came from mutual respect. I have tremendous regard for his abilities, and like I said before, and to get things right. Not everybody does that.